Letters of recommendation, as Denny mentioned earlier, it is usually the province of private colleges. As she said before, the common application, one application that you can say, click, go here, go here, go here, go here. Send it off electronically, but it's one application. Colleges are getting a little wise to that, and so they often will attach a little supplement to have you do a unique written response kind of thing that's specific to their campus. But letters of recommendation are required for that application process. Okay? As we said earlier, the UCs and the Cal States do not require nor accept letters of recommendation. They're not part of the admission process. Having said that, we just learned this fall from Berkeley that they're looking to maybe pilot letters of recommendation as part of their admission scheme. One of the tasks this year, junior year, is be thinking, who of my teachers would I ask a letter of recommendation from? Okay? And why would I ask them? And junior year is the time you typically do because it's the last year you've had instructors. It's probably your more rigorous courses. And for most of the colleges, your junior year grades are the last grades they're going to see for the admission process. Private colleges will often look at your fall senior grades as well. Sources of financial aid. Grants, free money. Comes from the federal government, comes from the state government, comes from the institutions themselves. Okay? Scholarships. Institutional money, that is, again, their financial aid office may administer scholarships that generous donors have created on behalf of the university there and go through the selection process. Independent scholarships are simply those that your student can research and apply to if they fit the criteria. They are generated by businesses, organizations, community clubs, family trusts, whoever has a pot of money that says, we're going to offer an X amount of dollar scholarship. Loans, everybody knows what those are. Then you'll get to pay those back. Your student can either take them out and they pay them back, or you take them out in your name and you pay them back, but you may also pay back your students' loans. And the federal government subsidized loans gives you a really nice interest rate and time to pay it back after you leave school. Private, obviously, through banks and other lending institutions. Work-study. Federally funded and organized program that students get jobs on campus or near campus, and the money is to be defraying the cost of them attending. Some key financial terms. It's going to be like alphabet soup out there. Okay? This is what financial aid is all about. COA minus EFC equals need. COA, cost of attendance. Every college out there is going to give you, this is the estimated amount it's going to cost your student to come here with on-campus housing or off-campus housing, or if you're close enough, living at home. All right, you just subtract off the room and board part, right? But they'll give you that. EFC, expected family contribution. Colleges in our country expect that parents are going to pay a portion, at least, of what it costs for your student to go to college. Okay? And then last but not least, then, take the cost of attendance, subtract what you are supposed to provide, and then there's your student's financial need. Okay? The EFC is calculated by the federal government. One general calculus, not set up differently for Carlsbad, California versus Death Valley. You know? You're going to submit the FAFSA, free application for federal student aid. That's your ticket into the world of financial aid, because out pops your EFC from that. And then it goes to the colleges that you and your student put on the list when you submitted your FAFSA. And then the colleges then will use that EFC to start the whole financial aid review and whether or not you get any aid. Okay? It's just that differential between how much it costs to go to that school and how much they say, through the federal government thing, you're expected to contribute. I will tell you the vast majority of people who get their EFC back say, "Are you kidding me?" Okay? What planet are you from? But there are ways legitimately that you can reduce your EFC. So the smaller your EFC, the bigger the difference, the stated need. Okay? Don't shy away from private universities because the sticker shock says it costs $50,000 a year to attend. That's the cost of attendance. But if your EFC is less than that, then there's a need. And the need may be a big amount. Maybe your EFC is 15,000. Minus the 50, your need is 35. The wonderful things about private colleges, small class sizes, smaller student admission, many more dollars to give to their admins. And some colleges guarantee that we will cover 100% of your need. And when they do that, they're not talking about loans. They're talking about, from our endowment, we're going to give you a grant or a scholarship from our institution to cover the bill. Okay? Because we don't want financial need to be the reason you don't attend our school when we've selected you and you're a quality student to come here. Last but not least, net price calculator. That is something that all colleges are required to have on their websites. It lets you go in there. You can then put in your information, some basic financial information, and then it'll spit out what, for that university, would be your net cost of going there. Okay? So again, back to the private universities that cost a lot. The vast majority of the students who attend private colleges, like 75 to 80% of them, do not pay the stated price. They're on financial aid because those universities know that. Scholarship opportunities, these really revolve around those independent scholarships I mentioned. Through our Naviance website, your student account, they can go on there, and there is a built-in search engine that they can search for scholarships that are nationwide and find those that might fit a criteria that they would fit. FastWeb is another very reliable and good, been around for a long time. They got hundreds of thousands of scholarships on their site too. If your student uses either or both of those, they're not going to miss out on a potential opportunity. Okay? Within Naviance, we're building a scholarship list. So those are scholarships that may be more local, either in our immediate area here in North County or San Diego County wide, maybe some throughout the state, maybe even some national ones, but they're ones that usually they send us information saying, hey, you may have students that could qualify for a scholarship. Please advertise it. We'd love to have your students apply. So we'll make sure that list is available for your students. Last but not least, once your student has decided on where they're applying, they really want to turn their attention to the financial aid website and look at what are the scholarships available at the institution and what is it that I need to do to apply for them. For some of the universities, like the UCs, just by putting in an application and clicking on some criteria that you think you fit for scholarships, they will automatically consider you for their institutional scholarships. Other universities, you need to go in and find out what they are, what the criteria are about, and then actively apply. Okay? And then last but not least, a lot of times parents work at companies or corporations who provide scholarships for their dependent children. So don't miss out on that if you think it might apply to your situation. Resources that we will have available to you. We really think we've done a great job here crafting, and there's many of them out there, but we went through quite a few, and we think this is a great junior year timeline. So we have fall, winter, spring following our trimesters, and summer. If you and your student will download this off of our website, you will be under 11th grade on our website. But we show you the fall. But if you follow this, if you have your student follow this, this covers several of the things we've already talked about in terms of search, testing, asking teachers who might be potential letters of recommendation writers, all of those kinds of things. All right? So just some key shots that our website is growing and building. So we've already mentioned the testing website, everything you would possibly want to know about college admission testing, AP testing. A little screenshot there of the full timeline for 11th grade. And then just a shot of our homepage. After you click on counseling from the Sage Creek homepage, more and more material is going to be added there as we progress through the year. We're working on a magnum opus of a college planning guide that we'll have out there that you can reference as well. Okay? Naviance, your students already have an account. When they come in as 9th graders, they are automatically set up with an account. And their username is their permanent ID number. Their password was set as a 6-digit string that represents their birthday. Okay? They can change the password when they go in. They can't change the username, but they can change the password. So if they had and they've forgotten it, they can see Ms. Dindy or I, and we can set them straight. So parent accounts, if you haven't already, you can go into our Naviance link under our counseling, and when you're at Naviance, on the right, you click on Family Connection. So just remember Family Connection, because that's where students and parents, our families, get their login page. And so for the first time, if you haven't done it, you will click on I need to register. Your one-time registration code is simply your student's permanent ID followed by lowercase p for parent. And that's what you're going to use to log in each time, and you have viewer rights of your student's Naviance account. Okay? The 6 best college jobs, right, for parents. Number 1, cheerleader is a big one. It is an emotional roller coaster for students doing the college admission thing. It's frustrating. It's confusing. It's exhilarating. It's scary. Right? It's acceptance. It's rejection. Right? And you're going to be there every step of the way saying, you got this. We've got this. Okay? This too shall pass. And you will find the right place for you. Okay? Enough said, right? It costs money to apply to college. It costs money to send your student to college. So you will be the chief financial officers and know what your family can realistically afford, whether it's 1 student, 3 students, whatever it might be. Right? Travel agent, that's where the visitation stuff comes in, right? You're going to help them, hey, let's take a trip down to San Diego State. Let's go to USD. Let's drive up into the LA area. Let's check out some in Orange County and LA. If we're happening to go back and visit grandma on the East Coast, because we do it. Okay, let's see some schools back there that you might be interested in. Okay? If you can make it work, make it work. Database administrator. Simply, you are helping that student of yours stay organized. Naviance is a good tool to help them with that. But to keep on their game, make sure they're completing the necessary forms, applications, scholarship applications, meeting deadlines, all of those kinds of things. Okay? Once they've applied, they also need to make sure that they're checking the email regularly that they gave the colleges, because colleges communicate almost exclusively through email. This is a touchy one. This is one that you will accept if you've been graciously offered. If your student says, Mom or Dad, would you mind reading over this essay or personal statement? Would you mind looking at my little brief snippet of how I describe this activity or this community service? Does it really, capture what it is I really did? Does it make sense? Certainly you're not going to write them for them. Last but not least, college parent simply means you're there after your student has been accepted, where they are now in the process of doing the business of starting college. All the housing forms, all the registration forms, course selection, the initial tuition payments, the housing payments, the whatever, getting there, schlepping all the stuff there, buying all the stuff there, right? And then the big smile on your face saying, oh, I love you so much and I'm so proud of you. Have a great time.